All right, so welcome everybody to. Sorry, let me figure out how to get rid of that echo. Is this better? Okay, I don't hear myself. Okay, so can everybody still hear me? Sorry about that little technical difficulty. So good to go?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so welcome to Intermediate Accounting. This is the spring semester. We'll be meeting Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30. I'd like to start off the semester by just introducing myself. So I am Derek Richard. I am an adjunct professor, so no need to call me doctor. You can call me Derek. You can call me Professor Richard. I'm not really picky. The goal of an adjunct professor is a little bit different than your standard professor. So the reason why HBU has hired me, and the reason that we're kind of here at your core classes is as you're going through this learning is to give you the opportunity to see different career paths and see exactly what you're learning and how that applies into the real world. So I went to LSU. There I got the 1-year add-on to get the master's. From there, I've got my CPA license. Since then, I've moved to Houston. I've been kind of bouncing around the Big Four and consulting to start off with. In the Big Four, I did audit. Don't ask me any questions about tax. Most of that part in this class we'll just bypass. I didn't really focus on any one particular industry. Kind of what my MO was, whichever client was having the most difficult technical accounting question at the time, I was kind of pushed in that direction. And since then, so I went into industry about 7 years ago. I've been working at Worley. We're a global engineering firm. My job, I started off with statutory accounting, which is basically the corporate accounting that handles putting your financial statements together for your SEC and those distinctions. I did a little bit in FP&A, the finance side, and then I realized I'm an accountant. I'm not a finance, and we'll kind of learn the distinction here. Accounting gets you everything that happened up until this point, and then finance takes that information and begins forecasting and making decisions on how best to proceed for the future. So I did a year of that just to understand the difference and get a more wider perspective, but I'm an accountant. And so I moved back into. Now my role is more on ensuring that the processes and procedures that we have in place are sufficient in order so that the technical accounting can get it right. I still consider myself the 1-800 line for accounting. For some reason, whatever, it just clicks for me. This is what gets me interested. And so at any point this semester, please feel free to reach out, create a Zoom call. That's basically what I do all day, is wait for people to message me and ask one accounting question or the other. And so that's kind of me. I am a single dad, 2 kids. You can see them in this picture. It's a fun ride. And so at this point, I know you're supposed to do your introduction, and I'll see you there, but I'd like to go around and just please turn your video on, say hi. So this class is the first class you're supposed to take once you declare accounting or finance major. So I'd like to get your reason on whether you chose accounting or finance and why. So this time I'll let y'all take it from here. Anybody just feel free to jump in.
I'll introduce myself. My name is Matthew. I'm on the golf team here at HBU. I'm a junior, and I'm majoring in business finance. And not sure exactly what I want to go more into business finance or personal finances or private equity or wealth management, but something along those lines is something that's always an interest in myself. And even being someone who's been in the sports industry, I love being a sales rep as well. So maybe understanding the numbers of how much production costs and how much a driver would cost if I were to sell it to you. So finance is definitely interested in myself in that way.
Thank you.
I guess I'll go next. Yeah, I'm a freshman. I'm an accounting major. And I chose accounting because my mom is a teacher.
Please stay on mute. If you're not feedback. Go ahead.
What happened? I am an accounting major because my mom wanted to be an accountant, but she became a teacher instead. So I'm kind of following in her footsteps. And I got very interested in accounting in high school. So I kind of stuck with it, and I'm excited to become an accountant in the near future.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zach, and I'm an accounting major. I'm a junior as well, and I chose accounting after jumping around from international business and economics. And it just kind of, once I took a couple classes of accounting, it just kind of made sense. And I kind of like the organization of it and balancing and budgets and stuff like that. So that's why I've stuck with accounting.
Great. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lena. I'm a junior majoring in accounting, and why I chose this course because it's a one step closer to my goal as an accountant. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. So yeah, this class is going to be based off participation. The more y'all speak up, the easier it's going to be. So get rid of that shyness now, and let's hear you.
Okay, I'll go next. Hello, my name is Maria, and I chose to be an accountant because I have always have a passion for numbers since I was like in 5th grade, and I noticed that I just love numbers and math. So, but I didn't want to be a math major, but I wanted to be like in the business world. So I decided to become an accountant, and I'm a sophomore at HBU. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nicholas, or Nick, whichever you prefer. I'm a junior in accounting, and I chose accounting because I'm good with numbers and I like to save money. So, yeah.
Hey, Nick, do you mind just turning your video on just for a second so I can get a face to the voice
Sure.
to the name?
Let me see if it's working. Is it? Yeah, I'm gonna need a minute. It's
Okay.
not working with me, so.
Sorry, appreciate that though. Thank you.
Yeah, no.
My name is Steven. I'm an accounting major. I chose accounting because I don't know, it's the most interesting. I found it the most interesting. I kind of like what it has to offer too as well. I don't really know too much what I want to do with the accounting degree yet, but I do know that this is what I want to major in.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go next. Hi, my name's Marari. I'm on the fence between accounting and finance. I've worked at Chick-fil-A for like 2 years, and I'm a supervisor, so I kind of do like that business. I kind of wanted to pursue business, so that's why I'm kind of on the fence between the two. So yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you, Nick. I see you now. Appreciate it.
But yeah, no,
No, sorry.
Go ahead, Jared.
I'm Jared. I picked accounting because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with business. So I just decided to pick accounting, and I'm just going down this road and see what comes next.
Great. Actually, I see you talking, but I don't think your mic's working. Seem to be having some technical difficulties. Did anybody else, did I miss anybody else getting a chance to say hi? Okay. And so for those that say that they're choosing accounting and finance because they like numbers, it is common. However, I will warn you now, accounting uses numbers, but we're getting away from just being the bean counters. Most of my job, like I said, is talking with people. And really in the US market today, you have your processors and those that just deal with the numbers day in and day out. But majority of that on a large scale, it is going overseas, and to where the market that you're going to be competing in is really at the start of it already looking at more of a senior manager. You're there to talk through and make sure that everybody is aligned. Once we've gotten it to the point of this is what needs to happen, we tend to push that down. And where you're going to find more success is being the one that comes to that answer and communicates that answer quicker and more professional and in a way that exuberates confidence. And so I started accounting also because I like math, but more because I love Excel. You'll see throughout the course, we'll be going into practical problems, and you'll see I use Excel for it. Not only that, there's 2 or 3 different ways to use Excel, and I recommend getting familiar with each of those ways. And so hopefully by the end of this semester, you have an idea and can picture yourself in the industry on day one, and excited and confident about what you might see, but that you also have the skills to go out and find the answer that you need based off of what's presented. So that's my goal. And as I say, we are starting at intermediate. That means that you've already gone through principles. I'm teaching principles literally right before this class. So I know what you're supposed to know. If you've had a break or if you're not confident, then please just reach out. We'll talk about it. But this class is going to be geared more towards the why and the what. And you should already know the language. If you haven't approached it as such, I do treat accounting as its own foreign language. If you go into the real world, you'll hear debits, you'll hear credits, you'll hear depreciation. All of those words mean different things when you're talking about accounting. This course is all about the financial accounting, which means that the end result of what we discuss, of what we go through, is that financial statement packet. And so part of your semester will include figuring out how to go about getting public financial statements, what those financial statements represent, what language they're using when they submit a word in that financial statement. You're supposed to understand this is the same thing across industries. This is what this word means. And so if you're struggling, what I suggest is you approach this from the start as a foreign language, to where if you're learning vocabulary, you put it on a flashcard. If we're talking the account cash is an asset, cash is a normal debit balance, cash is presented on the balance sheet. It's also the changes presented on the cash flow statement. I would have all of these marks, and you should be able to recite that in your sleep, to the point of you, because that's the definition of learning a second language, is when you start dreaming in that language. And that's what the goal is to get you at. Because it's not just this course. When you go into the business world, when you start, whether you're there as an accountant or you're there as the engineer or you're there as the business consultant, they're going to be speaking this language. And if you use the same terms that you use in your day-to-day, you're going to get confused really easy. So yeah. With that in mind, let's go through the fact that we are still in a global pandemic. Because of that, we are 100% remote until February 1st. This week, there is no quiz because we haven't started on the chapters. Based off of where we get today, we'll see what needs to be discussed on Thursday. Next week, we will start chapter 1, and we'll talk about what those expectations are. But because of COVID, when we start in person, you're expected to be there Monday if your last name is A through L. Yes, I realize this is a typo. Thursdays, if you're there, your last name is M through Z. What will happen the first 15 minutes of class, I'll give the quiz. It'll be the same quiz Monday and Thursday. And after the 15-minute quiz, the Panopto video will start. If you're on the approved virtual training, at that point on Thursday, you'll have an assignment in Blackboard that opens up only for those 15 minutes. So you'll need to be there, log in, answer your quiz. After the 15 minutes, we'll actually go through the answers on Thursday. So I realize that the Thursday classes have a bit of advantage to the Tuesdays. The offset is that I'm only going to be asking questions that come from the chapter. So you need to have read the chapter before your Tuesday class. It'll come straight from the chapter, so that if you've read it, there won't be any issues. It will be simple. You'll be able to complete it in 15 minutes. And the goal there is just to make sure that you've paid attention, that you've come to class prepared, and that you're ready to learn. If you need to be added to the virtual training this semester, that all goes through the registrar's office. I have no say in it. They give me the list each week that says these are the students that are approved. If you can't be there for your Thursday at that 15 minutes, if you're virtual, then reach out to me and we'll figure out something ahead of time. So the university does track attendance. I will base my response on any questions related to attendance on if you've done the weekly quiz and or if you participated in the discussion for that week. So the discussion each week, so this week is just a simple, say your name, give me a picture so that I have something to fall back on for the rest of the semester. Going forward, it'll be a prompt that will require you to go out and find some type of article, some type of reference. I don't care where you reference it from, but I need to see that you're taking the topic of the semester or of the week, finding some real life commentary on it, and providing a sufficient response in that. So so this week is simple. Next week, you need to post that. So the requirement is you post your own, you post a source, and you comment on someone else's. All right. There was a lot of back and forth once I sent out the announcements yesterday, and I apologize for the confusion. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback related to the COVID protocol?
I just had a quick question. If you have enough people who are fully remote, would you be opposed for someone to come in Tuesdays and Thursdays if they wanted to learn in person?
Let's wait till we're in class and see. Honestly, at this point, I don't even know what 50% occupancy is for my class. I know this class is pretty much at capacity. So yeah, we'll see. let's wait till we're in person so we actually see what the numbers are and what's going on. Any other questions? All right. All right, so the textbook for this semester is the Intermediate Accounting 16th edition Wiley Binder version. It's available in your bookstore. This book will be used for both Intermediate 1 and Intermediate 2. This class will get you halfway through the textbook as we discuss the assets side of things. Your next semester will discuss the liability side of things. So it's a good idea to get this book. When we get into the grading, I'm not picking out homework from this. There's not going to be much of a difference between each of the editions. So I don't really necessarily care how you go about getting this textbook. The next professor might have a difference when they talk Intermediate 2. So I'll let you make that decision. You will be responsible for what's in the information, but again, accounting hasn't changed that much at this level. So I don't expect much difference. So then we get into grading. So the outline is here. We are on the standard 10-point grading scale. 10% of your grade is assigned to professional development. So this is going to be based off of the Houston CPA Society Lunch and Learns. So they have agreed to do 5 this semester. That 5 gets you your 10%. They have others available if you miss one. The others aren't geared specifically for students, but you can still attend. The Houston CPA Society gives us a listing of anybody that registered with the HBU email when you attend those, so there's no further action on your part. If you find another thing out there that might be in the same capacity, just reach out and let me know. I'm not opposed to giving credit where credit's due, but we'll just need to talk about what that event is and make sure that it matches the threshold. So you will have a midterm and final. The midterm and final will be a take home. You will not attend class that week. I will submit the midterm and final the Sunday night before at midnight. It will be available for the entire week. You'll have until Sunday the midnight the week after to submit it. No late assignments. Make sure you submit all the attachments necessary. It will be 1-part question and answer, multiple choice, a short answer, and a essay answer. That will be the same format. I'm getting notice that we are running out of time, so when we kick out, I'm sorry, just everybody get right back in. I haven't upgraded to the hour-and-a-half version, so sorry about that. We'll go until it kicks. So again, midterm and final will be take home. It's open book. You can Google any definitions. Just you won't be able to find the actual questions. I will hold you to the honor statement, but at the same time, in real life, you're given an assignment. You go out and do the best you can at that assignment using what resources are available. So that's how I structure my midterm and final. Team project we'll get into in just a few minutes on exactly what the deliverables are for that. It is worth 30% of your grade. Then we go into the attendance and participation. So the weekly quizzes and the weekly discussion boards give you your 20% for attendance and participation. So that all sums up to 100%. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns at this point?
I actually have a question.
Yes.
So I attended CPA webinars last semester. Do those for professional development, or are there different ones this semester you have to attend?
If it gives you a CPE credit, I can guarantee I'll give you that as professional development. But you do need to take it within this semester's time frame.
Okay. And then I have a second question. Your articles, is there a specific date that they're due? What is it, like the day or?
So you have the whole week up until midnight of Sunday to submit your initial response, your source, and feedback on someone else's.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, just a quick question. So since my last name is C and I'm a Tuesday member, that means that I'll be taking my weekly quiz on Tuesdays, or everyone takes it on Thursdays.
So when
I'll
we
be taking it.
Yeah, when we go live, you'll be taking it Tuesday. It'll be the first 15 minutes of class on Tuesday. Next week, because we're in the Zoom, I believe everybody should be able to be here at the same time. I'm just going to wait till Thursday and give everybody the quiz on Thursday at the same time, since we're on Zoom. But going forward, it'll be an in-class participation grade. Yes, please. Questions is how this flows a lot easier. Okay, so then we get into the calendar. I'm not sure if you're able to see it that well on the Zoom call, but it is in the syllabus and on the PowerPoint slides. But generally, we're knocking out one chapter a week. The key things to note when we get into your midterms on the week of the March 9th, again, you won't attend class. There won't be a discussion. There won't be a quiz. You'll just have the midterm that will be uploaded to Blackboard. You'll submit it through Blackboard. I will caution you now, make sure that you pay attention to what you're attaching. The response does require an Excel and a Word document. Make sure that you're submitting all of it at once. We don't want to get into the issue. The chapters, like I said, you are expected to read the chapters prior to the Tuesday session. That way you're able to participate in the discussion a little bit more, and the quizzes will be graded on the textbook itself. This is only my second semester on the in-person, and I've already learned that just accepting late work just never works. So I will be very strict on, you need to submit each of these deadlines within the week that they're due. There shouldn't be any issues with that. It's pretty simple. If you're here in the class, you're able to submit the quiz. All you have to remember is just once a week to go in and do your discussion board. So it shouldn't be that difficult, and because of that, I'm going to hold fast to that. Now, after your midterm, you get to enjoy spring break. However, don't enjoy it too much, because your group project rough draft and your extra credit assignment is due on the spring break. I don't do this to be rude, but that's halfway through your break. You have 2 months to get it done. So I'm saying do that now so you can enjoy your spring break. But at the worst case scenario, you also have the full week of the midterm to get it in. But it is due the Sunday of your spring break. I do that in the middle of the semester. So one, I can kind of grade your progress on the group projects, and two, you haven't started doing your calculation of whether or not you need to do your extra credit. Just go ahead and do it. Then we get down into the final exam. So the final project will be due the week before. Oh, I'm sorry. I put this as the Easter. That's a mistake. It is on the spring break. I need to push that back. I don't know where that message is. So sorry about that. I'll make that edit. But the group project, rough draft, and the extra credit is due during spring break. When you get down to intangible assets, that's when your final group project is due. And then you'll have the same for the final exam. I'll open it up that Sunday. You'll have the full week. It has to be submitted by that Sunday because I have to submit grades that Monday. All right. Any questions on the calendar? Kind of the flow of the semester? Any of y'all have already sent the email to drop the class? y'all still hear me? All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into the group. Actually, it's going to cut us off in 3 minutes. So let's take this time to everybody, please sign out and then sign back on. We'll go ahead and go through the group project and the extra credit now. And so that way y'all on the call won't have to show up on Thursday. So let's just take that minute now. It's going to kick us out anyways.